Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity, and today we're up with a Let's Make This from KSCRAFT. Right, so what are we making? We are doing the wreath. Now in the wreath you get various different leaves, and you also get a couple of little dragonfly butterfly critters, but you also get some berries. So I'm just using the wreath, both of the sizes, I think. No, I'm not. I'm just using the larger one and the berries. I'm doing the candy cane bow, and we've also got the snowman, and I'm using the Let It Snow sentiment for his little signpost that he carries. So those three sets today, and I have prepared myself with a bunch of die cutting. And for the base of the card, it's just a square, the kissy frames. I keep these on my desk along with my rectangles, and I just love them because it's a nice basic set. But the printed paper is Vicky Boutin from American Crafts, and it's called Peppermint Kisses. That is the name of the digital pack, and you get lots of really happy bright colours in it, and that's why I'm using it, because it will kind of tie in with everything else. Right, so that is my background. So first up, I have die cut 4 of the large wreaths, and I've done them in 2 shades of green. So what I'm doing is I'm reversing them around, so I've got them going in the other direction on the back, and I'm just going to glue these together. And I also want to put some glitter on, which is why I've got my white cardstock there. And I'm going to be using, I think, the very last bit of my glitter, but I have ordered some from AliExpress, and it does look identical, a real fine powdery glitter, and I'm hoping that that will be here next week. So I'm just going to put a couple of blobs down. I don't have to really over glue this. And then I want to go in reverse, so make sure that you're kind of doing it so that when you get your next layer on, you've got some, you know, it's kind of really spread out. Right, so now we're going to go the right way around, which is your nicely cut size, which is why those are going to the back, because you won't really see it. And then we're going to go like this, so we're getting a nice full wreath. And I do hope my camera's behaving itself. Hope everyone's going to have an awesome day today. I always do. And do feel free to tell me down below what you're going to get up to. I've done an awful lot of stuff. I just got my steamer out. I'm going to do something boring, like, you know, clean the stove in the kitchen. So I need to steam that off. They're really good for doing the inside of your oven, I have to say. Although the inside of my oven isn't the problem, it's the top. I did a load of fried fish for hubby, and it just went everywhere. And because my kitchen's stainless steel, it drives me nuts. So I just have to get it all off. And then we're going layering again. So as you can see, all we've done is line them up, I hope. And even if you're not perfectly lined up, it's a nice full wreath, so don't worry about it. And then just squish down the bits that you've glued. Make sure you're not stuck to your base layer, and you've got a really pretty nice full wreath that is green. It's kind of limey sage is the way that I would describe it. Right, so now that we've got that, I want to do a bit of glitter, so I'm just going to take the lid off, pop that there, and then this can be drying while we put the rest of it together. I just want to go off on the tips on the dark green one, just so we've got something a little bit different going on here. So I'm going on there. If I want to go anywhere else, I will. And I think I might go a little bit kind of straggly on the circle. Not going to be perfect with it. There. And I think I've got just enough to splash that onto there. So we've got a little bit of a sparkly wreath. Oh, look at that. Oh, it breaks my heart, it does. I've had this glitter, you can see. Where is it? I don't know if you can see that. 2012. Yeah. 2012. But as it's made in China, I'm hoping the stuff that I got from AliExpress will be exactly the same. But we will find out. Right, I'm going to let that dry and I will be right back. Right, that's off the side there, drying. The next thing I want to do is I want to add a little bit of frost to the snowman. Now this is the snowman and he holds a little sign and we're going to make the sign. But this is really easy to make. And all I've done is just dot it with my white paint pen, which is this one. It's an extra fine tip and this comes in, I think it's a pack of 4 or 6 from Amazon. So that's that, and I'm going to, I've already put a little mark there, but I want him to look, you know, like he's got a good old drip of frost hanging on his hat. And I think that looks a bit frosty drippy, so I'll go with that. And I'm trying to clean out the spout for my glue so I can get the cap back on it. So onto his little hat, just to add a little bit there, and then I want to squash it flat. And I don't want to get glue on my fingers, so I'll just add more. And if you flatten out your glue, it does dry quicker. So there we go. He's got a good dollop of frost upon his hat, bless him. So that needs to be drying alongside the wreath, and I'll just pause while I put my glitter back in my bottle. Okay, so I tidied that out of the way, and I'm going to bring the wreath back in here, put the little snowman there, and we've got berries. So these are the berries that come with it. I hope that you can see that. They're like little sprigs of berries, so I want to add those into the wreath. And I've also cut 2 little jingly bells. Hope you can get a close-up of that. Oh, there we go. And I've cut those out of the aluminum foil that I got from Amazon, but I've only done 2. And we've also got a little peppermint bow just cut in red and white. So I'm trying to get close up there. There you go. Now the underlayer, the white layer, or shall I say the solid layer, cuts with a stitched edge. And then you've got your fancy top bit. Let's have a look. There we go. So I've fluffed up the tails underneath, and I've glued the top bit on. Right, so let's arrange our little wreath. And I'm just going to pop the sprigs around. I've cut 5 of them because, you know, I like to work in odd numbers. And we're just going to tuck them in, which means I need to glue top and bottom of the stem. Just a little tiny bit. And then just pop them in where you want them. And because you've got glue top and bottom, they'll catch a hold. And I don't want to glue the top parts because I kind of want it, you know, poking up and wreathy looking. So I'm going to go there. Got to find yourself a little hole to tuck it in. And then I think I'm going to have my jingle bells kind of in the centre. because I want to pop my snowman into the middle of my wreath. I want him popping out. So I'm going to go there again. I'm kind of mirroring, if you know what I mean. And then we'll just have one up there. And I'm going to poke into that hole. Right, so we've got the little berries in our wreath, and let's have a close-up of that. I've got some real bright sunshine at the moment, so that doesn't want to behave itself. I'm sure it will once it goes onto the background of the card, because it's a lot darker. And then I'm going to put the bow on last. I want to pop my little jingle bells on the edges there in the centre. So I think I'm just going to go kind of straight up and straight down. I don't want to go up there. I think I'll go up there actually. And then have one dingling off in the other direction. I know a lot of you have already got these dies, so hopefully this is just a little bit of inspiration to make something else with them. I'll pick that up. Oh, that's better. So we've got our little bits of frost and our little jingle bells in there. Right, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to stamp the little, excuse my throat, the little banner that he holds. And that's the piece that comes with the snowman. And then he's got his little banner stick, whatever you want to call it. I'll call it a banner stick, yeah. And I've already got Let It Snow down on my stamp pad, and I'm going to use my little black archival in black soot. That's what we're using. So I'm going to grab this. I do love the snow on this. I'll hold it up after. It's got like little mini snowballs on the snow. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm just going to stand up to make sure that I'm getting it on. Ah, I knew I was going to do that. I don't know if I am proficient enough in this position to do that. Oh, I did it. Yeah, I'm not going to curse myself now. Right, so we've got Let It Snow, and let's pick that up. You can see, I think you can see the little snow, there they are, the little snowman characters. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I love that. You can colour that in if you want to, and I'm sitting here thinking, should I colour that in? Yeah, I think I will. Hang on, I'm just grabbing a pen. Right, so I've used archival, so I'm using a watercolour pen. Anything water-based when you're using archival. Whatever you do not want to go in with the alcohol markers, because it will just bleed and look absolutely awful. So I'm just dabbling that around. Can't really see from this distance, but I'm hoping it's going down. I'm going to leave my little snow creatures. I'm going to leave those in white. So I've got that. Oh yeah. I don't want to go too close to the edge because this is not watercolour cardstock. Right. I'll be brave. I'll go there. There we go. I'm going to stick with that. So the next thing I want to do is pop it onto its stick. Now you can have that going up the outside like that if you want to, but I'm actually going to glue mine behind. So grab my glue. I'm going to pop that there so I can estimate where my glue needs to be. I'm going to go there. Now that might be too heavy for my pickup tool, but we'll find out. There we go. I'm just going to let that dry and I'll be right back. Right, so I've moved everything out of the way and we're coming back in with the base. So we've got our lovely bright coloured base card, and I'm going to pop the wreath onto there. I'm just going to glue it around the ring again because I want to try and fluff up some of those leaves. So I'm just going to flip this over. I'm going to use that ring and then just pop this down. Hopefully that's in the centre. And my glitter's dry, so it's okay to squish on that. And then I'm just going to grab a gadget to fluff up the leaves. I'm trying to look at what I've got on here. Oh, I've got a pearl pin. Yeah, that'll do. So I'm just going to go underneath it and fluff just a few of these up. Just to add a little bit of fun dimension to it. That one's already fluffed. You can use your pickup tool as well, or a toothpick to do stuff like this. You don't always have to get your nails under everything. Now the ones on the inner, I need to be relatively flat. So let's have a look at that. Oh, that's better. You can see it better now. So we've got lots of little bits of frost on there. We've got our jingle bells at the top. And I'm going to put the bow and the sign on last. So our little snowman with these little drip of frost up there is going to go into here. So I'm just wondering if I want foam or if I want glue. I'm going to go with glue. I just want him tucked down right there. Yeah, that'll do me. So I'm going to put glue on his bottom and also on his hat and head, and holding it so that it's straight. I just want to tuck him down. Right, I'm going to hold him till he's dry and I'll be right back. Okay, he's dry enough. Now the next thing I want to pop on is the sign, and because I want him holding it but it's going over quite a bit of dimension there, I'm going to pop some of my Dollar Tree foam onto the back of the Let It Snow, just so that it's not going down at a weird curved angle. So let's pop this onto here. I'm going to have a tiny bit of glue on the end. And I want him holding it, but I want it to be the sentiment. Alright, so now we've got our little Let It Snow going on. Oh, my camera is playing up today, isn't it? So he's holding his little signpost, and I just need that piece to dry. And then last but not least is the little bow that's going to go right there. So I don't want that to come off, and I do want it in the centre. So I'm just going to hold that until it dries and I'll be right back. Right, and there's the finished card, and I'm hoping nothing's going to drop off. So we've got our little peppermint bow, we've got our nice little frosty wreath, we've got little bits of foliage that are sticking up there. He's carrying his little sign, he's got his frost on his hat. Just really cute. And that background paper, as I said, you know, lots of colours in it that just tie in with everything. Right. I thank you so much for joining me today. I do hope you have an absolutely awesome day. And as usual, all links below. Bye.